The Lions roar into Brisbane like a freight train. Wow. But end of the night, limping over the line. A 27-19 win that should have been a 40-point statement. So what happened? Where did that first half dominance go? Should the Lions be concerned, heading into Melbourne? Let's break it all down. No fluff, just all analysis. Now, let's not mess around. Now, the Lions were electric early, first 50 minutes, they were in total control. We're talking Sione Tuipulotu, Tom Curry, Dan Sheehan, all crossing the whitewash. Finn Russell, pulling strings like a, puppeteer. First Scottish Lion to score a test try in 28 years. And that's Tuipulotu. Congratulations on the doko. Tongan community, should be proud, man. That's probably the first Scottish Lion. That's huge to score a test try in 28 years. And what a finisher was, off that ridiculous, floated ball from Finn Russell. From minute one, it was a statement, Curry smashing slipper, Bernie stealing, breakdowns, Russell kicking penalties. It was controlled chaos in red. The Wallabies were getting bullied, the breakdown, owned, the tempo set by the tourists. The scoreboard 24-5 early in the second half. That's almost cruise control. But the Lions took the foot off the gas. And the Wallabies, man, I got to give credit to my Aussie supporters, man. Credit to them. Super proud of them too. But found a pulse, the bench changed the game. Tizano and also Tate McDermott, scored that late tries. Donaldson, added points off the tee. It wasn't pretty, but it was enough to rattle the Lions. But suddenly a 19-point lead turned into an 8-point win, but still a victory, yes. But the mood after, flat, no singing, Warsaw Matilda, no wild celebration, just a lot of players, looking around, thinking, how did that get so messy? But the Lions were dominant, but once they hit 24-5, it's like they said, job well done. Finish. Game over. Bad idea. Discipline slipped. Possession, vanished. Decision making all over the place. There were flashes of genius. Sure, but the last 30 minutes were toothless. It's not just about fitness. It was mental, switched off for a second, in a test match, and you suddenly, defending your own line. But Tom Curry, monstrous, his physicality set the tone, Russell magic in the first half, playing chess while the Wallabies were stuck in checkers. Sheehan, strong performance at set piece, clinical with his finish. Bernie, absolutely everywhere. And the team as a whole, for 50 minutes, they were the best version of themselves, fast, smart, ruthless. So, the Lions, they stuck out. So what does this mean, ahead of the second test match in Melbourne? But if you're a Lions supporter and, you take the win and you fix, the fade, now that Australia can hurt teams late, you've seen the bench, they made a huge difference. You can't cost through, 30 minutes again. But here's the thing, the Lions still have more gears to hit. They were that good when they clicked, add consistency, stay sharp, and they can seal the series. Australia, man, super proud of them. I'm going to say it again, much respect to them, mate. Much respect. Much better after the bench, came on, as I mentioned, big names still to return. They'll be better in Melbourne, make no mistake. That's for sure. So the Lions take a, 1-0 lead, but leave Brisbane with more questions then they should have, powerful, then passive, controlled, and then careless. So yeah, I mean, next stop to MCG Stadium. It's going to be about 95,000 fans, no excuses. So let's see what both teams are really made of. So drop your thoughts. What did you think of the game? Who stood out for you? What does the Lions need to do to improve in, the second test? So there you have it. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe for more rugby content and keep supporting your rugby teams and keep the rugby spirit alive. And we will see you in the next video.